The sixth rule is our quotient rule. We've got one for sums and differences. We have one for products now. We need one for the quotient as well. So as you can see in the notes, the product rule was a little bit more complex than just multiplying each of the terms. And if we have a quotient, f divided by g, the answer is not going to be f prime over g prime. And the many calculus students in the past have made this mistake that they think that that's the answer. And if you do get a quotient rule question on the exam, you can pretty much expect that option A will be f prime over g prime. They're going to try and get you to grab that one right away. Cannot be done. You have to do the quotient rule. The quotient rule, again, what you see over my shoulder here and on your papers as well, this can actually be derived out using the long form of the derivative. You can find that on the internet. You can see how it all works. It takes up a lot of time. Let's just get it down here. All right, so here's the deal. F is in our numerator, G is in our denominator. So F and G are separate expressions. And the way that the quotient rule works is you're going to start by taking your denominator and placing it up in the numerator of your derivative. You're going to multiply it by the derivative of the original numerator. Okay, kind of like what we were doing with the product rule. Okay, with the product rule, it was the derivative of one times the other plus the derivative of the second times the first. Well, we're doing that same idea. We see g and f prime and then f and g prime. So we're making the swap, but the order matters this time because we are subtracting. Okay, so it's got to be denominator times the derivative of the numerator minus numerator times the derivative of the denominator. Underneath that, we have the original denominator being squared. Okay, that's a lot to remember. Okay, how do we go about this? This is something that I've shown my students for the past 20 years. Hopefully it will help you out as well. I want to use sort of just like layman's terms going on here. Okay, so we've got f of x in the numerator, we've got g of x in the denominator. But instead of going numerator and denominator, since that's lots of syllables, let's just go with good old-fashioned top and bottom. Okay, top and bottom instead of numerator and denominator. I know it's very unmathematical, but bear with me. Okay. In addition to that, we're taking the derivatives of the top and the bottom every now and then. The derivative also has a lot of symbols. Let's just use the letter D. All right, so D means that we're taking the derivative. Okay. Now watch what happens if we just use the words top, bottom, and the letter D. Okay. Our quotient rule, we see the denominator and then the derivative of the numerator. Let's say bottom and then derivative of the top, bottom d top. All right, so we have bottom d top minus, and now we keep the top and we derive the denominator, we derive the bottom. So top d bottom all over bottom squared. Okay, watch how that rolls off the tongue. All right, bottom d top minus top d bottom all over bottom squared. Okay, if you can remember that, bottom d top minus top d bottom all over bottom squared, keeping in mind that top really means numerator, bottom really means denominator, and d really means take the derivative, then what you have is your quotient rule. All right, denominator times derivative of the numerator minus numerator times derivative of the denominator all over denominator squared. That's the quotient rule. It's pretty extensive. We're going to take a look at the example number 8 in a second to help get more understanding of it in action.